Hello there, and welcome to all. This is Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed with a little Grand Prix. I am going to use Metal Sonic for its aims. I could use Shadow, obviously, but why would I want to do that when I used him last time? And we're starting off with the Super Monkey Ball track that's in the game. Now straight off you can see I've got a better handle of the boost mechanics. I can't always pull them off, but I at least know how to use them. Drifting is also a bit different here. Can't do what I was doing in the first game and just completely fly away thanks to the drift mechanics being like the Mario Kart DS's snaking. There's a lot more to enjoy with this game as well. The environments look a lot nicer than they did in the first game, and things are also a lot more chaotic, and not just thanks to the transform mechanics either. I was on medium in the first game, and so too am I here, yet I'm having to work harder for the first in this game than I am the last, which is all down to, I don't know, I guess better AI, or maybe maybe the drifting, meaning you can't do exactly what I said. There's a lot more interesting items in this game as well. Gloves have been replaced by rockets, ice balls. Basically you have a lot of interesting items to play around with. You see me there trying to do a trick on the ground for some reason. And also managing to pull off tricks, despite the fact I got hit by an item, which is always a good thing to be able to do, because it allows you to recover faster. Speaking of the items, the quill face can be thrown placed behind you or thrown forward. The swarm that you see is almost like a blue cell, in that it will head to the front to stop people as best as they can. And the hot world, well, that's a bit of a technical weapon, in that you get a speed boost from it, but if you fail to blow off its steam, you will lose the advantage you gained from its speed boost. But if you do blow that steam off when other people are nearby, they will be hit, allowing you to gain an advantage. The one thing I do find lacking is the All-Star. It's all pretty much similar now. Each character has a similar one, whereas with the first game there was a lot more variety with it, which made the All-Star moves a lot more fun to use. And I suppose I can't really complain about that though, can I? After all, with a transforming mechanic, you kind of needed something that could be used at each transformation, whatever vehicle you was using. So a simple speed boost is a-okay in terms of that. We have a Sonic Colors track now. I'll be enjoying where this came from with Colors Ultimate in September, which will be good to get to grips with because I have barely played Sonic Colors. But in terms of a track, it's one of my least favourite in the game. It's classy, it's pretty, but because of what it's doing, there's barely any tight corners or anything that really tests you. No unique shortcuts or alternate routes or anything. Just this one path along with this little section here, and the other sections will appear where you go inside some vehicles. And I'm having an easier time of it this time. But there's always a threat of someone overtaking. I like the animations that happen with transformations. Just unfortunate that the effort wasn't put in with the download content character. Although, I'll talk about that in the article. You saw another item there used on me, the twister, which reverses your controls. Easy enough to combat if you know what's happening, but of course, if you're in a panic and trying to fight for position, you might get a bit confused. It's possible. It's happened to me a few times. And obviously, yeah, never use a swarm in a flying section because you will find that everyone easily avoids it because the flying sections just massively open. They did try to spice things up a bit with those two robots firing the lasers on the first and third lap, but honestly, that just never felt enough to me with this track. It just never felt enough. But here we are, finishing first.
Congratulations, first place.
Straight 10 points. Metal-Sonic, well, I suppose he's happy. And yeah, you can see the download content character on the leaderboard. The charity character of the Youngscast, released for one of the Jingle Zones, which is Yogscast's
Fireworks.
December charity drive. Don't get me wrong, the character is fun to use, but transformations are just non-existent. So don't actually see the vehicle transform like you do for every other character. Yeah, I kind of messed this track up to start with, trying to follow them, which was a mistake. Although it doesn't affect me too badly. There's still a few other tiny mistakes I make throughout the race that mean I'm not exactly that effective in getting first. I'm always just that tiny bit behind. Knuckles, as you can see on the minimap, just stormed ahead, and despite me fighting with Pudding to get into second, they always somehow find a way to get back in front. Yeah, you can see that trick just slowed me down. I accidentally go into a twister. Amigo Persona as well. And yeah, hit it. Those pads slow you down, and I find a bit of a, well, you can't really call it shortcut, but an extra route that I just was not prepared for, and so failed to capitalise on the advantage it could have given me. Speed boost, and then use the ones on the ground to try to catch her, failing spectacularly, of course, and I failed to Galanite her in order to get a bit of an advantage, and then we're into lap 3. As I said, these environments do look great. Certainly better than the first game, even if I kind of prefer the first game's track layouts. They seemed more technical than this game. And despite All-Stars, despite this game bringing back a few of those tracks, they beyond stretched out to make it that bit easier for people to play on, which just never sat right with me. Those tracks, as much as I loved them in the first game, they just lost something in transition to this one. Yeah, Knuckles is ahead, I've got no chance of overtaking him, so we only claim a second. And as you'll see with this final race, things are very heated. Very heated indeed. Yeah, this is also a nice little feature on the loading screen. They added a slot machine thing that you could use with the coins that you earn and find around the levels, which give you advantages. So that one gave me a hot rod to use straight away, which I used to gain an advantage almost immediately, along with getting lucky with the items so I can take out those in front of me to get into first before, well, just before the flying section. And there we are. I kind of like this one because you're racing around a battle, and then in the final lap nearly everything's destroyed, so you're flying constantly. You might have seen, you saw me take that route, the top route there. There is a yellow item box that gives you multiple versions, well, multiple of an item. So if the normal item box gives you one remote, then that yellow item box would give you 3. Still fighting, of course. I'm never not fighting in this race. Man, it's a very close quarters item, and get revenge taken out for it. There's a swarm in my way that I just about managed to avoid. Somehow find a jump, which makes me have too much hang time, that allows others to overtake. And then here I'll go up top again, don't get the boost, carefully line myself up. There's your yellow item box, there's the 3 remotes. Well, I barely use to gain an advantage, because second and first is too far away for it to really matter that much. You saw Ralph get hit. I don't know whether that was through my item or not, but he was far enough away that it didn't matter. And here, as I say, the last lap, completely flying. The battle has got into a higher gear, and the warships just start blowing up islands. And you can see, yeah, that small island where the yellow item box has just got blew up. So now there is just me and Pudding in contention for first. I'm trying my best with all these speed boosts around, and we get very close together. Who's going to win? Well, the game gets confused on that. You saw it blip to first as I hit the line, but it's saying I'm second, and then look at the leaderboard. I'm first, but only have 9 points. And yeah, look. We have the exact same time, yet I am first with 9 points. How? The game has just got confused, honestly. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this look at Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. I certainly enjoy it. And until next time, bye for now.